I just got back from the most epic trip to Dubai to be a keynote speaker at the Sharjah Book Festival. I brought back more than this little gold camel from Dubai, and it really was these lessons that I learned while I was there that were the most amazing part of this. I met so many people that I both admire and have read, and also that I just learned from. Being all the way over there in a country where I didn't speak the language gave me a lot of time to think and to really look at the correlation between what I was doing, where I was, and how that applies to writing. The first thing that I learned is that you absolutely should take risks. I hate taking risks, which seems weird because you guys have seen that I've done like half Ironmans and things like that, but I am basically a scaredy cat. Like, I don't like roller coasters. I hate water parks. Anything where I am not in complete control makes me nuts. And publishing is a world where you're never in control, literally, of anything except the words you put on the page. But when I was in Dubai, I decided that I was going to take advantage of all of these cool excursions that they had. And I went on the desert safari, which was vaguely terrifying, but so much fun. I figured that I was just not going to freak out about it and just know that the guys that were driving had done this job before. It was only after that one of the other authors pointed out there was all these like broken car parts all across the desert from cars that had not made it. We had a blast. We really did. And then I got to ride on a camel, which is one of those things that I always wanted to do when I was a little girl, but never got to.
We're on a camel.
And it was epic. It really was. It was a little scary, right? The camel gets up, you're up real high, but I laughed and I had fun and I got made some friendships and some memories that just I'll never forget. And taking risks is a big part of moving forward in whatever you want to do. If you want to move into a new genre or you want to put your book out there in the world, it's a huge risk, right? Like it could fail. The car could have crashed or the camel could have like bit me or whatever. Actually, I had a muzzle, so he couldn't have. But something could have happened. If you keep focusing on what could happen, you'll miss what actually will happen. So take the risk, take the chance, and just do it. The desert safari also taught me that there is a lot of fun and adventure to be found in going off the road, like not doing the same old thing. And when we went off road and we like swerved up these big dunes and like run around these mountains and all these different things, we just had a blast. So if you keep taking the same steps all the time and you keep trying the same words and the same genre and the same this and the same that, you may not be having as much fun as you could. Go off road, write something else, even if you don't ever intend to publish it. I had like 3, 4 book deals come out of just books that I wrote in my spare time, like books I did just because I wanted to go off road and try something different. Another point that was driven home a lot with me when I was there was how much you need a community. I flew there alone because my husband had other things going on and he couldn't go with me. And so I was like 23 hours in a plane, but it was a cool plane and it was like first class. So that was okay. But when I got there, we didn't have like a happy hour or anything, so I didn't meet any of the other authors. I spent a full 24 hours alone, like with no one to talk to. And I did go and speak to a school, which was awesome. That was like an hour and a half, 2 hours out of my day. But other than that, I was completely, utterly alone for all of the meals and in my room and everything else. I don't know. It was weird and lonely and kind of empty for that first 24 hours. Then I ended up striking up a conversation with some other people in the lobby that I saw that I figured were either American or British, and they were. They were librarians, and then I met some authors, and then I went on the desert safari and made some friends. If I had had a community before I got there, it would have made all the difference in that first 24 hours. Once I found my like tribe of other authors, it made everything so much more enjoyable because I had people to eat with and people to talk to and people to do things with. You definitely need a community. When you're writing all into the void all by yourself, it can be super hard. So find other people that do what you do and make friends and talk about what you're going through because you're having an experience that other people that are not in the writing world generally don't understand. And it was the same with this Dubai trip. Being there gave us a perspective that other people wouldn't have. And it made the friendships so much richer just in those few days. When you do meet other people or when you're writing a book, you need to find a connection. I talk about that a lot in my book, Writing Compelling Fiction, which I always forget to tell you guys I even wrote. Never mind, mention it. And you can get that on Amazon in both ebook and print. It's all about how to write a really compelling novel and how to make sure those connections are in there. I made a concerted effort with the people from the Emirates that I worked with or ended up spending time with to figure out their story, whether that was the cab driver or the escort that I had at the book fair, or even just the person that coordinated the whole event. I really wanted to find out who they were and what was going on in their lives. I found that connection, whether it was a love of writing or a love of kids or whatever, I was able to build a relationship with them. And it felt more like we were friends than anything else. I think that the people that were working with me, like that were escorting me through the event or to my room and making sure that my mic was on and the lighting was right and everything, I think they appreciated that I took time to get to know them and ask them questions about themselves. And I think for me, it allowed me to feel more like I had a team rather than just me by myself. And to that end, everyone has a story. The more I talk to other authors like Gaia Vince, who is a climate expert and a person who is so stinking smart about that whole subject, I could see her passion. I could hear about her amazing accomplishments and could really get a different perspective from the mind of science about what was going on with the climate. It just humanized everybody and made us all find that one common denominator. And that's what you really want to do in your book. You want to find the common denominator. We all care about the same things, right? We all care about our lives, our loved ones, what's important to us, our work, those kinds of things. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you come from, what age you are. We have those little common factors. And if you can build on those, you create a story that is relatable no matter where you are. Think about the things that other people care about and use those as the basis for your story. Use those as the basis for the internal journey. And then you'll make a great book that has some great memories and some great storylines. And as a side note, talking about building on commonalities, I watched a movie on the flight home called Bob Trevino Likes It. Oh my gosh, did I sob through that movie? It was based on a real life story and it was so exquisitely done. Really, really good. Highly recommend. And it was basically a real life story, right? Like there wasn't anything complex, no car chases, no bad guys, just life. And it still touched my heart and made me like ugly cry next to the poor woman sitting next to me who was watching cooking videos. And I'm sure she thought I was crazy, but that's okay. If we'd had an opportunity to talk, I probably would have told her that what I was finding was that commonality of story and family and love and all of those things that made me really care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back next week with more on writing and really creating a great book. And in the meantime, check out this video here on writing great characters. And I will see you on the other side of the page.